my presentation slides. So I'll be sharing my desktop. Just a sec. Oh, did it close? No, it's open. Sorry, I'm just got to get the right screen up. It's not seeing. So let me just check this is working. So are you seeing my slides now?
No.
Not yet.
Okay, I did share. Let me check why that's not happening. Share. Here we go.
Oh,
Yep, now I can.
Okay, and if I go into full slideshow, you're still seeing them?
No, not at this stage.
So you could see them when I'm trying to do play slideshow. So is that?
No, it's only just coming up in edit mode.
What about you, Lynn?
All right. Try setting it to view as an individual kiosk. See if that works.
View what in the
View as an individual. Go to slide setup. Slideshow setup. I can't remember what it's called exactly. And then set up as individual.
I'm not in PowerPoint.
No, you're not in PowerPoint. I'm looking at it going, what is this?
It's Keynote.
Oh, right. Okay. No, I can't help on that one.
So I don't know. You can you see them when it's just the slides in user mode?
We see them just as a normal editing, you know, with the mini slides down the side, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's how we see it at the moment.
And when I change it to play, you don't see it change to play?
No. Are you in play now?
I'm just changing it now to play. So it's in play now.
No, it just dims the menu bar.
Okay, so we'll stay in that mode. Although that's going to be tricky because I don't think the video will play as it should. That's strange. Like I said, I get this feeling sometimes Teams is just this unfinished product.
And it could also be the fact that you're using an Apple product in a Microsoft product.
I
They
know.
probably don't talk to each other very well.
They don't love each other.
No.
Okay, but I'll try. Let me try playing it and go to the next slide and see what it does. So, did you see the slides change?
No.
Okay, and if I do it from this mode, did you see the slides change?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's going to be tricky because the video won't play. Okay, so the opening thing was, you know, that what I wanted to say. This is a session about supporting parents in Minecraft and what's the parent perspective on using Minecraft in remote learning. A lot of parents are dealing with this at home, and a lot of parents were dealing with it well before we went to remote learning, trying to understand what it is that kids are doing with Minecraft. So it's not entirely COVID-19 brought on situation. And a lot of parents didn't understand what their kids were doing in Minecraft and said things like, well, my kids play a lot of Minecraft at home. Why would they be playing it at school? And that's a really good question, which if we can't answer, we probably shouldn't be doing it. So the idea of this presentation was to give some shape and form to all that's out there already on Minecraft to support parents. And in researching this, I found there was a great deal of stuff out there, but unfortunately, it's nearly all about other versions of Minecraft other than Minecraft Education Edition. So most of the material for parents has loads of warnings about kids joining inappropriate servers and the norms of different places they might go, and how do you put in safety restrictions for your kids, all of which comes across as somewhat scary, I would imagine, for most parents. So I don't think they understand the number of versions there are and the number of appliances or devices that Minecraft can be played on. And so this is just seen as more of that. So most of the advice for parents is pretty old. Most of it's in the 2015, 2016 range, and it's really not asking parents to do anything other than be the police on their children. And I think parents are ready to do so much more than that. So that's the rationale for this. And then one of the pieces of parent advice I really did find useful was the Common Sense Media. They have a number of different things where they've rated, and they have rated Education Edition specifically. But this particular video, which isn't going to play now, is it? Because it's in this mode. Mind if I play the video? Let me see if you see it.
No, I can't see it.
No?
No, I can see the slide, but I just can't see the video.
Should I be concerned?
Okay.
We can hear it. That's it.
Hey?
We can hear it.
Okay. Yeah, because I got something over this. If I play it from here.
Oh, that's good. That'll work.
Help! My kid is obsessed with Minecraft.
Should I be concerned?
What is the game about?
Well, it's not the first time we've heard these questions, and it probably won't be the last. That's why we've created this list of 10 things parents should know about Minecraft. Number 1, unlike a lot of video games, Minecraft has no real plot or objective. Kids can create worlds and explore however they'd like. Number 2, Minecraft isn't new. It's been around since 2009 and continues to attract kids ages 5 and up. Number 3, Minecraft can be played on a smartphone, tablet, console, computer, and handheld gaming device. Number 4, Minecraft has both single and multiplayer modes. The best way for kids to use multiplayer mode is to host or join a private world with their friends. Number 5, even though the graphics look a little old school, kids can end up building really cool stuff. Number 6, there are 2 main modes. Creative mode, where kids have unlimited materials to build whatever they want, and survival mode, where they must live off the land and fend off monsters. Number 7. Okay, this one may not be news to most of you, but kids can get pretty absorbed in the game and may want to play for hours. Number 8. When not playing Minecraft, kids like to watch, you guessed it, lots of Minecraft videos on YouTube. Although they're looking for entertainment and inspiration, remember, it's YouTube, so they could come across some inappropriate content. Number 9, although violence isn't the draw, things can get pretty scary. Some players simply enjoy destroying stuff. Sometimes, though, it's necessary to kill, and creatures and players can die. And finally, number 10. Minecraft has a school version, Minecraft EDU. Both versions have been used to teach chemistry, physics, history, and English. So if you hear your kids talking about creepers, redstone, and biomes, don't worry, it's just Minecraft. For more Minecraft tips, visit us at commonsense.org.
So even though that video mentions Minecraft EDU rather than Education Edition, I think it still covers quite a good base of what's important out of Minecraft for parents to understand. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think there's key things there that are important to know as a basic. So I thought that was quite good, that video.
Yeah, I like that too. I'd like to sort of get a little bit more involved with the thing that she said. You know, it's basic graphics, but they can build some really cool things. I think that could be explored a bit more.
Yeah.
You know, what the incredible creativity that the kids have come up with on their own device.
Yeah, I think although most of the other things that are out there are really just too old, they don't focus on Minecraft Education Edition, and Common Sense Media has some good reviews of this, so it's a good one to point parents towards, I think. It's kind of funky and funny. She's cute. I think it's non-threatening, so I think it kind of is a good way to start to introduce what it is about, and it gives them pow. If you already know all that, it's just going to wash over you. It's not like laboured.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point.
Okay, so what I wanted to do then was to move into, you may see a lot of stuff about Minecraft that causes some concern, because having spent the last 3 weeks researching what's out there for parents, I would be concerned if I was a parent, because a lot of it, as I said, is from vanilla Minecraft and from years ago, and doesn't focus on Minecraft Education Edition as much. So I think it's important at that point to be able to say to parents, this version has safeguards in place. And you know that's that they can only associate within their school district or system tenancy. Now, the tenancy issue is a confusing one for us, let alone for parents. But I think as long as they know it's other kids in their school or teachers that they would be associating with, and that everyone's traceable. There's no anonymity. There's no anonymous accounts. There's, you know, everyone's using their Office 365 accounts. I think that's somewhat reassuring to parents. And that teachers have an admin tool that they can be overseeing the activity in the world, and that the class world is only open when the teacher is hosting. Now, I'm going to differentiate there between the class world and kids spawned worlds, because that's quite different. But for the class world, it's only open when their teacher opens it, and that every class will develop their set of rules and norms for appropriate behaviour, and that would be considered part of their digital citizenship curriculum. So I think putting in that reassurance first up is fairly important to parents, that this is not feral. Other versions of Minecraft have those barriers down, but in this case, it is a bounded environment. So then Minecraft just put out this new infographic, the one on the left of the screen, which just gives, it's designed actually as an intro for teachers, but it just gives a bit of the language of the game, I think, and some of the tools, so that you can get a handle on a few of the key important aspects. And so then I want to also say that action takes place in worlds, so you build worlds. I didn't want to confuse people by saying maps. So I think if we just say worlds, that's pretty self-explanatory, and that worlds can be creative or survival. Your presentation in the world is called a skin. The key actions you do is to break and place blocks, and you can engage in single or multiplayer. And then that map on the side gives them some of the language like NPCs and camera, and the ways of movement, and that introduces the idea of code builder and creating with your classmates. So that's really just an introduction to the language of the game. And then in terms of how schools will be using it, I wanted to say, and I think this is a fairly important distinction to make both for teachers and for parents, that we have worlds come in different forms. And I haven't got the language right on these titles, but I'm trying to differentiate between the worlds that the kids create, the worlds that are externally designed, but the kids develop something inside that, and then the worlds that are pre-packaged as a game or an environment that you move around within. So I've just put 3 examples in each of those. And if you think there are better examples, I'd love to hear. But so for dinosaur design, you're designing a dinosaur. Same for Rube Goldberg machines. And then Minecraft music video is to create a music video of some music you scripted in Minecraft. Then externally designed worlds, the Build a Better Bedroom's a great one to keep focusing back on, because I think that's simple and fun, where you have to build a bedroom with play equipment or sporting equipment for your own fitness in the current situation. There's a couple of research stations, Antarctica, which are really fabulous. The one this is not it, but the one that's actually by the Antarctic Research Station is really good, but you've got to convert it. I don't think anyone's put out the actual education edition map for that. So I resorted to one of the teachers on the Minecraft lessons. And then Mini Melbourne, of course, it's an externally designed world, but you can come in and you can make changes to that world, as all the attendant lessons that go with Mini Melbourne demonstrate. Or you can just move around inside it. And then prepackaged worlds are more like the World of Verona, which is the Ben Spielden and Simon Baddeley world, where you move through Verona after Romeo and Juliet have died, and you're working on developing a persuasive argument about what happened after they died. So you collect evidence and develop your argument. So you're actually playing through that as if it was a game. And the same with the Mindful Night, because you're going through that, carrying out bounded activities. The system is propelling you forward through the activities in the world. So the person is there as player, I think. The first one, they're there as creator. The second one, they're there perhaps as collaborator. And then the prepackaged world, they're there as the player in the world. And then Archaeology Adventure is really an example of that, where you're playing through the Archaeology Adventure game. Do they make sense?
Yes, they do. I'm just wondering if the externally designed worlds could be called like template world?
Yeah.
Like something like that, where, you know, you got the template and then you're building onto it, or going further with that.
Yeah, I'll just edit that, but I'll put it with a question mark, because I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
I'm remembering we want to keep it for parents, so we want to keep.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I know what you mean. It's sort of like your build Fred the Human Body. Well, that's a learner designed world. They build the whole
It's
thing.
designed, yeah.
It's given a scaffold and a structure.
Yeah.
They have to work out how to build and make the parts of the human body mesh up. So they're doing all the work, all the design is there.
Exactly. So the first one would be like build your own world. The second one would be template world. And then next one would be, I'm sort of thinking game world or adventure.
Adventure's a good one.
Adventure world or yeah, prepackaged.
I think,
It's really
adventure
game
would be
already made.
better than game. I'm trying to avoid, and this is even something
Yeah.
I said he does, he's using the word game himself in terms of it just takes people to a different space, you know. But if they're working through an adventure, that comes across differently than playing through a game, doesn't it?
I love that. Yeah. Yes. Far richer.
Yeah, so I need to play with that language. So all advice accepted.
Yeah.
So and how to make that so that it's not just burdensome on parents, but also meaningful for teachers, because I don't think teachers get this.
No, I've been thinking all the way through. This is perfect for teachers. Everything you're saying so far has been perfect for teachers as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So,
Yeah, and I don't think teachers understand that they don't have to do all the work. They can go onto the Minecraft lessons and find some amazing lessons there that they can adapt, that already have a world designed that you can plan out your activities onto. You know, so yeah.
Mhm.
Would you consider that do you think the roads and whatever would be unhappy if mini Melbourne was described as a template world?
No, because that's the beauty of it. That's the power of it. That it's there for you to then create and recreate and build on and play on. I think it's a wonderful place to put it.
Yeah.
Where do you think, Helen, what do you think, Helen, about these titles, given your, you've been both sides of this, you've been the grandparent playing the child.
Helen had to leave.
Oh, did she? I didn't see the chat.
Yeah, she had to go.
Oh,
She
she's
had
back
to
at
lift her up.
school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so, yeah, if you think of anything good or a better example to put there, just that these are ones that if parents or wanted to read, just go away and download them, they would have the link to do that.
Mhm.
So I think that's an important point to get across, that it's all these multiple things, because they need to understand what teachers are doing with it, not just, you know, what the kids are doing at home. And then that it's important for parents to play with their kids and learn from them. And this is something, again, that could just as well apply to teachers, to look more at setting challenges than diving directly into big curriculum tasks. You know, setting a challenge is a really great way to see what the kids are capable of and to listen to them. It's interesting, a number of people on that little survey I put out yesterday, a number of teachers have said they find it hard, not like if you're doing this in the classroom, you can walk around behind the kids' computers and have a conversation with them and, you know, really engage with them in what's going on. And they're missing that in the remote context. So they're either checking in with kids and the kids are telling them, or they could be invited to come into the kids' world, but it's not the same as going along and saying, oh, why'd you do that? Why did you make those choices? Oh, that's interesting. You know, being in the moment. Then I wanted to get across to parents that they need to be okay with sociability, with the fact that kids need time to play with their friends. And they might initiate games and host that game for their mates and invite some friends to come in, or be working on a joint project or any number of things that will involve just a small group that they initiated. And parents need to understand at that point, then the teacher isn't in the space. The teacher is not therefore overseeing the chat. And that's why I think that beginning bit saying this is a bounded environment in a safe place with kids is important, because then parents will worry less about that. If they're in there with their year five friends, building something together, I think parents would be okay with that. So I think they need to understand the sociability is important, and kids making play dates and organising to hang out with their friends should be something they want to support. Then just going through how to host a world so that parents get the idea of how to do that to support their kids. You know, that they're getting a share code and they're sharing it. I'll take classroom mode off this because this was the parent one, but we don't really need it for this was the teacher slide, so we don't really need it for teachers. But we do need something else there for parents, just how they're going to disperse the code. And they can invite their teacher to come in, but if I was a teacher, I wouldn't. Would you?
No, I don't think so.
I just think by being in the room, being in the world, you are assuming a level of responsibility.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah, I
if
agree.
kids are just having a hangout and they invite the teacher, or if they want to show you something, like, oh, wow, we made this amazing, this, that, or the other, and they sent you the code and said, would you come and join us for 10 minutes? That's a different story. I would do that. But if kids are just hanging out, I wouldn't, because there'd be a point there where I would feel I'm assuming some level of responsibility for what's happening there, and I shouldn't have to. So I think we can't make teachers responsible for absolutely everything that happens in Minecraft Education Edition.
The beautiful thing about that too is that when you invite them into their space, they're the ones with the voice. We respect what they have to say.
Yeah.
So I think it's actually a really beautiful sense of ownership and respect as well.
Well, you can't convey as much of what you've done in a flat screen capture as you can getting someone to come along and walk around in your space with you. You know, so you would like, as a teacher, I would like to be able to do that. I would like to be invited to do that. Absolutely.
And to be honest, when they're walking you around their space, they won't shut up. They're going to tell you everything. It's
Yeah.
going to be an incredible observation time and assessment time.
Yeah. So then was looking at YouTube as a natural extension. It comes up in that Common Sense video, and I think it's important. Part of a natural extension of playing Minecraft is looking for the stars, you know, looking for inspiration, looking for how to do things, and going on to YouTube is a natural extension of that, which parents need to know, but they need to not just shut down all possibilities of, but need to know how to put in place some kind of safety measures. So those two links both go to some nice lists of child-friendly YouTubers related to Minecraft, and some rationale for why kids should be allowed to do that and or start their own channel. So I think it's important to include that. It's probably used less at school, absolutely, but absolutely used at home. Believe me, I've got a 5-year-old who's had to have an intervention on her YouTube Kids usage. She just loves kids doing Barbie stories. She's not Minecrafting. But anyway, I think that needs to be there to reassure parents that, you know, this is a natural part of what's going on. The Connected Camps have a booklet for parents, but they're reviewing it at the moment, and so it's not available. But I think, given I know who the people Lynn, the people in Connected Camps are really excellent, I think it'll be a good tool for parents as well. And I wanted to think about screen time, and because it's going to come up anyway, and I'll have to move this to back because it's actually not, it was the later thing. Oh, that's just ugly now. Let me drag it off. So this was the screen time I'd used before, but I think I've added a little bit to that, thinking about it's not about how long the kids are on, but what they're doing. And the parents need to be more aware of what their children are actually doing in their screen time. 3 hours of watching telly is not the same as 3 hours of playing Roblox or Fortnite. It's actually quite a different thing that's going on, and parents need to get acquainted with that. So I just put in there creating, socialising, watching, playing. And I know a couple of people whose kids have been really great Minecrafters, and they loved it watching their kids play Minecraft, got really disappointed when they saw their kids get onto YouTube and then just spend their time watching other people and not going back to their own creativity. So I think there are things to watch out for there as well. Supporting creators over consumers is important. Are parents interested in and attentive to what the kids are doing? Do you draw kids away from screens with engaging activities? That's a really nice thing, and that comes out of Jordan Shapiro's book. And he said when most parents call their kids away from playing a game, say at dinner time, they say, you know, get off that game, we're going to have dinner soon, you need to do your homework, is a very classic kind of statement, whereas he's saying you should say, Can you get off that game in 5 minutes? Come, let's make dinner together. So offering kids an alternative, a sociable alternative, because they're in a sociable space in Minecraft, offering, let's go walk the dog or do other things with them, you get less resistance than you do to you've got to go do your homework or put the bins out. So, because I would like $1 for every teacher who said to me, or every parent who said, how do I get my kids off Minecraft, Fortnite, World of Warcraft, name a game, it's all the same. And, you want to just say it's being a parent, but it's also honouring what they're doing. If I was in the middle of painting something, I'd be really annoyed if someone told me to put my brush down and go do something straight away without, can you find a break in that, Anyway, so there's some stuff around screen time that's nasty. There's some stuff around screen time that's really important, and that's why that other slide was there. Let me bring it to the front. And I don't agree with all of what's on this, but I wanted to put it up because it's a great discussion starter. This is from Carr Gregg. It's out of a Sydney Morning Herald article, which is really quite good. And he said he pleads with parents on a basis that for every hour of screen time, there'd be at least 2 hours of green time. And I know Joanne Orlando here in Sydney, who's also a early childhood learning professor, follows that thinking as well, although she's balanced, she's a little more moderate and says balance screen time with green time. I think that's a better way to do it. I think 2 hours of green time a day going into winter in Melbourne would probably be a little bit of a big ask in the current situation. So I do think it's important to say to parents, to give parents some hooks to say, okay, like go for a walk, plant some veggies, I don't know, do something else, do something outside is important. And that we as educators are extolling the virtues of these tools. We're not extolling the virtues of becoming overtaken by them. So that we understand that happens and we're recognising it. Any comments?
No, I think that's good that you added that in, because someone will mention it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
someone will mention violence, which I think the Common Sense video did a nice job of showing, with her in the foreground and a creeper in the background, like that didn't look terribly scary. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've written some notes, but I'll talk about it at the end.
Okay.
Yep.
And just the last slide was offering options. If you want to reduce the screen time and the kids have been given a task, well, here's some other ways you could complete the task. And I put in this link here is to this architecture company that put out a set of cut up templates that you can build a village with or build a city with. And so it's really cute stuff that could be used if you wanted to get the kids to do a task but have it off Minecraft, off screen, more physical. So I think suggesting to parents that when the teacher offers something that you could pick an alternative is a good way to go. If you wanted to take an off-screen alternative, it's okay to do that. So that's what I wanted to end with. And so I'm building up a list of options of other things you could do, because that whole equity thing is so terrifying. A couple of teachers who've taken that survey I put out have said, look, I just can't rely too much on Minecraft because I have too many kids who don't even have a book in their house, let alone a laptop or access to the internet. So that was all. That was the sum of it, was just to say it's a bit of a better window into what's happening. And as I said, this is the first draft. So Lynn, what are your thoughts?
Oh wow, I'm loving it. There's some things you said there were quite inspirational. I think we can build on even more. What you said about
It's while you talk, so just say okay.
Yeah, so basically I love the idea of the little skit where, an adult or someone's painting away and someone says, put down your brush and come with me.
Yeah.
Rather than the other thing that would normally happen is, hey, what are you painting? Oh, that's looking good. Have you thought about blah, blah, blah? Hey, okay, we're going to go to the shops now.
Yeah.
And that honouring what they're doing was a really good statement. I thought that was something that we can really push on there. And that got me into thinking of, as a parent, my kids doing this, well, how is this valuable? What skills are they actually developing that I'm not actually even seeing them do? And yourself and I have seen that with our kids, but also with my daughters, I've seen it, is they're developing skills that are hidden to us unless we actually sit down and watch. You know, the fact they're problem solving with 10 other people on how to do something. They're managing a project and they're telling kids what to do and coordinate each other. Their communication skills are incredible when they're doing the Minecraft, but they'll say boo in the classroom. So it's actually able to be used by parents to get their kids out of their shell even.
Yeah.
So it's a real bonus for the parents to see, hey, yeah, my kid's got some skills here that are actually valuable and I can see them being used. The other thing I loved was, I was thinking as a parent right near the end, what's in it for me, and you started touching on those, is the Minecraft activities, stuff I can do with my kid now that's to do with Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the idea of the Minecraft activities and the green time. And you actually did at the end, merging those where, okay, you've done some incredible stuff in Minecraft here. You've built this. How about we go off and we do that? Or let's go for a walk around the block and see if we could find a really nice front of a house that you could use on your build. And then, yeah, the equity came in as well at the end there, which I really liked. And I sort of imagine just at the end, if you've actually got little cards at the end, think that, you know, if you printed out this PowerPoint, you've got these gorgeous little cards saying, you can do this activity, and here's the resources, this activity, here's resources, you know, about 4 or 5 of those right at the end.
Yeah.
I feel like, oh, that's great. I've got these little treasures I can use that I know is going to relate to my kid because she's really into this or he's into that.
Well, that's very much in keeping with what Travis is keen to have. He wants to have a way of the parents having dialogue with their children about Minecraft that's meaningful to both the kids and the parents. And I mean, that's what we all want as well. But, you know, Travis is supporting developing something that will do that.
And I think that would really work well. And I guess even modeling that, like the fact that you can have that before and after, you know, talk about the painting, you know, what it would look like if you did other activities the way you talk about games, you know, get off the football field, you know, come do your homework. You would never say that. So yeah, I really like that idea of modeling and giving people an idea of how it can be done.
Yeah.
You know? I have no idea what Minecraft's about. I don't know what she's doing on there. I wouldn't have a clue where to start to talk to her about it.
Yeah.
What questions do I ask?
Yeah, that's what's missing in this at the moment. It doesn't have that starter questions that you need to be able to ask a child that will be meaningful to you, but not like some kids will come in too high level if the question's too open. Do you know what I mean? Like they'll come in with so much language of the field that the parent won't comprehend what they're talking about.
Yeah, and I think what would be interesting is getting the kids to give the parents a nice, friendly, safe way of getting involved with what they're doing. So they're not going, oh, I have no idea what a creeper is. You know.
Yeah.
And maybe, I don't know if you can help with structuring that as well.
Yeah.
How to teach your parents Minecraft 101. I can imagine kids doing an amazing video on that.
Oh, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be their, you know, the opener to a YouTube channel or something like that, you know, the kids doing opening videos. How I taught my mum
to raid. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So, yeah, as I said, it's a starter to get somewhere.
Yeah.
I've got a survey with parents, teachers, and kids doing it. That'll be open for a few weeks, month. So, to get more ideas of what people are thinking, I'm hoping to get lots of parents and kids to do it as well, so that, you know, it's not just all rah-rah. You know, want to hear what parents' concerns are. But as I say, I was really shocked, given how much, you know, like I've been through all the lessons now, and the lessons on Minecraft these days are really juicy. There's such good stuff there. And, you know, there's so much there for teachers, but there's so little around to help parents understand this. And if they've Googled for, you know, like an hour or two, they're going to come up against a whole lot of stuff that is really, you know, very early versions of Minecraft. And, you know, when it was a lot more feral, and, you know, kids could go to any server, because I was dealing with that when we had Massively Minecraft. Parents got their kids an account, but they didn't understand that account was a passport to go almost anywhere. And it was.
Gosh, yeah.
Whereas now, the version they're looking at for school, they need to understand that it's not that. And, you know, like any parent who's done a little bit of homework is going to be a bit frightened because they're seeing something quite different. And Minecraft hasn't actually developed good quality parent resources. The current parent resource really says, go look at the set of challenges. It doesn't break anything up. It doesn't explain anything. It's a re-chunking of marketing material.
Yeah.
That is very inspirational. Yeah, yeah.
You go.
No, it's okay. You go first.
I was just gonna say, I've been hunting basically for the last couple of weeks just to find some samples, and it's been really challenging to find anything that's actually meaty for parents. Like, you know, it gives you that sort of overview of Minecraft Education Edition, but really there's nothing extra to it. And as well as that, those Minecraft, the worlds on the Minecraft site, they're really, really great. And I tested some of them out as an option to kind of put on Fuse so that parents could use it. And a parent that I know got it and downloaded the world and then said it was really good, but when we got the world, we just didn't know what to do. Yeah. And when I reflected back on it, I thought, actually, this has got a teacher guide. Like, as a parent, really going to read that? Probably not, because that doesn't apply to them. But there's no sort of parent guides or parent information. And yeah, it's just a very interesting space, and a space that we could add things to.
Well, I think so. I think that's what Travelers is thinking. He's going to get them to send me all the resources they have on parent support. I know the Minecraft mentor community develops some bits and pieces, but it's not a lot. But yeah, he's going to get them to send it all to me, because his thinking is that Victoria could produce this resource for the rest of the world. So it doesn't have to be tied to Australian stuff in the end. It could be something where you can, you know, that page of examples you could drop out and put in examples from South America, or, you know, examples from wherever your country is. But it could be a resource developed here that they would use as a template around the world to support parents. Yeah, I think you're right, Lynn. There's the conversation isn't there yet. There's a bunch of things I don't think are there yet, but I don't want it to be all presentation either. Like, it's conversation.
It's just a wet the whistle sort of stuff. Yeah. It's like, oh, there are stuff out there. Cool. Like this picture you got up right now, that is brilliant. You know, I can see parents doing this sort of thing with the kids with their little templates and printing out cities and things like that. I love that.
I proposed it for teachers because I think it's a great alternative for kids and parents who want to get them off the screen for a while.
Yeah,
It's a nice thing and it's an architecture company that did it, so they're really sweet resources. It'd be nice to find some more companies who would do things like that. But scratching around for equity, answers to the equity problem is huge. Again, if there's a paucity of stuff for parents, there's a bigger paucity of stuff that addresses the equity issue.
Yeah.
which means teachers can only ever offer it as you can present your work, do your work in this, or this, you know,
Yes. Yeah, exactly right.
which is okay. But what if kids do want to get into Minecraft? Some kids don't like Minecraft. Some kids, it's not the main learning environment for them. And they should have that option to say so. And we have no idea. No research has been done to find out who those kids would be or what kind of kids they are.
Hmm.
I mean, we know that kids on the spectrum power through Minecraft. Kids who've never been considered a leader become leaders, become mentors,
Exactly.
become really admired by their classmates. You know,
That needs to be in the slideshow as well.
yeah, that some
That-
kids really come to the fore.
Mm, mm.
And it's
The
not
hidden leaders.
because it's not a social space. It's because it doesn't have the confronting cues
Oh, yes.
that kids on the spectrum have trouble with. They're still sociable in Minecraft and they love showing other people how to do things and respond and, you know, and lead a team and do all of that. But they hadn't learned how to do that in the physical world because it's too confronting.
Oh, exactly right. And it again is talking about a different type of equity, where
Yeah.
Minecraft does make it equal if you can all get on.
Yeah.
For sure.
And the number of times teachers have told me, you know, kids who'd never play together in the playground are playing happily in Minecraft, you know, because that's who you play with, whoever's there, you know.
Yep,
So
exactly.
new friendships come into play. But yeah, there's some stuff there still to do. But anyway, that's my thinking at the moment. It was good to have you two to think about it with
Well,
me.
thank you. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. I think that you've hit the nail on the head with all these things, and I don't know, the general sense I got from all of this so far, I think that it might instill some positivity and confidence from parents, and look, you know, and their understanding of Minecraft as more than a game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that slide with the sit and play with your kids, that should have the conversation. Do you think, Lynn?
I think so. Yeah, that around that area. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the end of this presentation, I understand what Minecraft's about and what it isn't about. How there is an actual school one, and it is safe for these reasons. I can actually get on with watch my child play and have the conversation this way. I can actually see that there's skills, 21st century skills my kids are actually learning through this that have been hidden before.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how I can play with them, not only with Minecraft, but outside of Minecraft. And if we don't have Minecraft, it's okay. We've got all these other cool things we can do as well.
Yeah.
To build those skills as well.
And
So
I think we're missing the other thing, which is family play. Like multiple kids in a family who belong to the same thing, a Department of Education, can be playing together in a world that they build. So, you know, there's that option for, and even, you know, cousins. If you've got cousins that go to your school or are part of the department schooling, they can play with you. So, you know, it's that.
Absolutely.
Building stronger ties out of the ones that already exist and creating new ties where they didn't exist.
Oh, yeah.
There is one problem in that, and I raised it in one of the other conversations, was that under no circumstances do we want to give parents the impression that they could log on with their kids' account.
That's, yeah, I remember you saying that last time, and I think that's really important.
I wonder if we're better off not to say it.
I think the best way is saying if you want to play with your kids, you can get an account and join them, you know, in other versions. You know, and I think every parent would understand why you cannot log into a school account. You don't want adults in there. But you can say there are different versions. You can get your own accounts and maybe just leave it. What you really want to focus is having that conversation with the kids, seeing what they're doing with it, celebrating their successes and skills with it, and then being able to bring out those skills into the real world as well and playing as well. So I think that'd be enough.
Maybe you could go in that safety slide at the beginning, though, and say, you know, we jealously guard the security of this space, so each child is responsible for their own account, and they and only they can ever log in with it.
Yes.
And then that puts it to bed, and we don't have to make it sound like parents are all demons or something. But, you know, you don't want to allude to the fact that when you say family play, you don't mean that a parent could log in with the older brother's account or something and play, because, you know, that's a breach of the trust there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I'll put it up in that earlier slide. Yeah. All right, ladies. Anything else we should talk about? Are you guys going back to school earlier? Is that what Daniel's talking about?
My daughter's going back in 2 weeks, I believe, at Point Cook College. VU, we've heard nothing yet. But we have been told that most likely the tech schools are not going to be having any students this year. So we're going to be doing school visits out with the equipment and things like that, and doing obviously virtual sessions still. So that's as far as I know with us.
Okay.
I thought Daniel Andrews alluded to something like week 8 or 9 being possibly back in face-to-face.
Yeah, but not for the tech schools because we're considering excursions.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I think all the other schools, it's 2 weeks' time. Is it year 1, 2, and is it 10 maybe? And then after that, following in 2 weeks, then everyone goes back, but they've all got staggered start times. And they'll all have staggered break times, so that they all won't be mixing. And as far as I saw from the news that came through, it was trying to limit the amount of visits that people went on, so that you weren't obviously having kids going from, you know, on school trips and things like that.
Yeah.
And where they could mix. So it was, there was a really long email that went out about it. I got halfway and I think I started reading something else. But the gist of it is, in 4 weeks' time, most people will be back. And I think special schools will also return in 2 weeks' time as well. And there's a sort of clause in Victoria where unless you're over 70 as a teacher, you must return to school, unless you've got a medical certificate and if you've got a health issue where you could be at risk. And some children may still learn from home if their parent feels that that's what they have to do.
Yeah, I suppose if you're a really vulnerable parent, maybe you'd want to be protective. Nobody wants to be the state that goes first at this and gets it wrong.
Oh, so true.
So, because in New South Wales, kids have gone back this week, 1 day a week, except year 12, who are back either 3 days, 4 days, or full time. It was up to the school to choose, but the priority was given to year 12, which is fair enough.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And all the other kids are back 1 day a week. But if their parents don't want to send them, they don't have to. So those poor teachers are teaching 1 day face-to-face plus online and 4 days online.
Oh, it's
Wow.
like mixed modes of teaching.
It's just crazy pants.
It's too much. It's just too much.
And I understand the need to phase it back, and they don't want everyone to go back. So they're happy that some of the parents have said no, they're going to keep the kids home, because it means that they can get the social distancing worked out at school with you know, like 8 kids in the class instead of 28. But at some time they're all going to come back, and you know that will have to change. But I'm glad, because year 12 kids were very worried. You know, they were missing out on critical stuff before, you know, a lot of their assessments.
Man.
How do you social distance kindy? I mean,
I know. I don't
Exactly.
know. Over in Victoria, and I could be wrong in everything that I've said, but I'm sure that they said that social distancing won't apply in the class, like with kindies and things like younger kids. I could be wrong though. I feel like I saw that in the news
Oh, it's
where they said they
probably
wouldn't be
true.
expected to social distance, and the rules about the meter apart wouldn't be applied inside the classroom because otherwise it would be impossible. Some schools
Well,
aren't that big.
That's why
I mean,
they're doing
yeah.
1 day. That's why they're doing 1 day a week in New South Wales, because they are social distancing. So they're using double classrooms for each class that comes back on that day, and double spacing out. So they are social distancing, kindies, year ones, all of them, inside the classroom. But then they go out to the playground and like, well, you tried telling kindies they can't go near each other. Or year
Of course.
fours.
The first thing they're going to do is see each other. They've got to
Or
hug themselves.
year 8 girls who want to sit in a huddle. You know, like
Yeah.
it's not going to happen. Interestingly, Germany only opened schools for kids who were old enough to understand the concept of social distancing.
Oh.
Really?
And they kept everybody else online until they could, phase it back in. But yeah, all the younger ones are online and all the older ones went back to school.
Oh, it's so interesting how everyone approaches this. It's so many different, ideas of how to do it. It'll be interesting to see what's successful in the end, because no one's been in this space before. So
it might turn out good that everyone's done differently, because you get, different sets of data to compare, as opposed to if everybody did exactly the same thing and it went wrong, we wouldn't have known what the alternative was. So I don't know. It's interesting, but I just think people have, while everyone's praising nurses, and God forbid, they're doing such a phenomenal, nurses, doctors, paramedics, all of them, but teachers are also doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One thing I loved seeing around the world was the principals that were handing out care packages to all their teachers on Teacher Appreciation Day. That was lovely. I don't know if it happened in Australia. I haven't caught up that bit, but I knew it was happening in America.
Or in America, the teachers who've come to work during the lunch break to hand out lunches to the mums who drive by to pick them up, because that's the only meal their children will get in a day, to free and reduced schools. The teachers have come in to volunteer to deliver lunches. So, there's a lot of nice stories too. It's not all bad out.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful things happening. Yeah. Gorgeous. All right.
Yes, thank you so much for your help. If you have any other ideas, because this is meant to be some kind of major resource when I get enough parents to gather in to test it on. I'd
love to see how you're going to be testing it, and are you going to record that testing and what that would look like? I'm really interested in this project. It sounds wonderful.
Focus group of parents together.
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, hopefully we can. Yeah, hopefully we can get an email for me, and we can I can get far more involved and help out you ladies wherever I can.
Yeah.
And that would be wonderful, Lauren.
Yeah, I'll do my best. I can't make any promises, but I shall.
That's all right. You can start
They
opening the door.
They made an exception for me,
Mm-hmm.
and that Lynn had an account. She's even closer to the system than I ever was. So, she can certainly, be trusted.
Yeah, no, I'll talk about that with Karen when I catch her tomorrow. I'll bring it up and see what I have to do to make that happen and who I need to talk to.
That'd be great. And if she wants to have a WebEx session with me and yourself or whoever, and talk about the whole issue, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
It's not just this project; it's also the tech school side of it as well. Opening up Minecraft in many different areas. So, that'd be fantastic if that's possible.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I know the tech schools have done a lot of work with someone else in my team, and they've been creating some resources for Fuse.
Yeah, we all have to. That's actually part of our directive. We've all done Fuse work. I'm lucky I've got already some stuff on there for Fuse.
Brilliant.
Yeah, no, they look great. I don't know if they're published yet, but I've seen some of the packages that have been put together and they're really, really good.
Oh, excellent. Fuse is getting renamed though, isn't it? It's going to be something different.
I think eventually it'll be ARC. ARC's been launched and it's just for live events and other events. And it's got some information about the software from the department on it, but it's in its early days. But yeah, it's available. I can post a link to it if you want, just so you can have a look.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some live things in there. It looks quite good.
Well, that'd be great.
I've got it now. Hang on. I'll just put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Charlotte. There you go.
All right, I'll have a looky. And if you have any ideas for this parent or see anything good to be included, I've got a couple of articles that I've saved away, but I don't know where to segue them in. And I don't want to hit people with, research. I think it's better to have examples and stories and, things that are less confronting. Teachers can have the research articles.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both.
Thank
Have a
you.
great rest of the week. And Lauren, maybe we'll catch base and talk early next week.
Yeah, that sounds good. I was going to suggest that. I'll put some time and I'll send an invite. Is there any days you're really busy next week, or are you?
Wednesday's never a good day, just because I do this on Wednesday. But like anything other than that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty
No
much.
worries. I'll put something in.
Yeah, not Monday maybe because I've got another project I'm working on in the afternoon. So, yeah, but yeah, any Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, it's all good. Tuesday's probably a really good day.
Okay, I'll
if
make
you're
it
free
Tuesday. Yep.
All right.
Okay, thanks, Bron. Nice to meet you, Lynn.
Thanks, Lauren. Bye.
Bye.